Looking to build off perhaps their best effort of the year last week against New Mexico, Hartford Athletic hosts Miami FC here at Trinity Health Stadium. Hi, buddy. Along with my broadcast partner, Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. And Mark, a brilliant 4-0 win last week against one of the better teams in the West.
Everything Hartford did was really good. The pressing was good. They were clinical in front of goal. They didn't give too much up as well. We've said it before, Joe. Hartford is good against better sides. What about against teams around them in the table?
Let's get a look at recent form. Hartford has been playing extremely well, and this doesn't count the Jägermeister Cup win against Rhode Island. Meanwhile, Miami has hit a tough stretch.
Yeah, Hartford unbeaten in 4 of 5. Crucially, for the goalkeeper, 2 of 3 clean sheets. That's Bill Hamid at the other end. He is back. He's one of 2 changes to the Miami side, and it's important for Hartford tonight to keep Bill Hamid busy.
In that New Mexico game last week, Momo Jang became Hartford Athletics' all-time leading scorer.
He could easily have had more.
Here's Jang with it. Jang going for goal, and he scores!
I'm very happy to score goal last week, and we win. I'm so good. Let's go.
19 goals for Momo here with the boys in green. We look at the standings. Everything in the East, Mark, is fluid.
It's so tight. I think it's a much stronger conference than the West. The problem is it's only the top 8 that go up. However, a win for Hartford today, they go above Tampa Bay, they go above Rhode Island, then they go above Miami and Birmingham, depending on Rhode Island against Detroit at the same time.
First of 2 meetings this season between Hartford and Miami. Starting lineups and kickoff next on ESPN+.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
The Great Fire of 1835 forced most insurance companies to close, but not us. The day our founders pitched in to pay every claim is the day the Hartford became the Hartford.
At Lux Bond & Green, we have been designing and crafting custom jewelry for decades. It's an art as much as a science, and really there's no room for error. It comes down to 100 little choices made by our own artists and experts who listen to you and create your perfect engagement ring by hand. Quality, value, and selection. Lux Bond & Green Jewelers throughout Connecticut and Massachusetts.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC of Greater Hartford, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly is the leader in airport parking at Bradley International. Save 20% by pre-booking on lastfly.com. Last Fly is a proud supporter of Hartford Athletic. Starting lineup for tonight's game, they are brought to you, as always, by the good folks at Liberty Bank. And Mark, it worked last Wednesday, and why not do it this Wednesday?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Unchanged lineup following a 4-0 win against New Mexico.
And a couple of changes in the Miami lineup as head coach Gaston Madani tries to find a winning combination.
The experience of Bill Hamid back in between the sticks. One of two changes for Miami FC after the draw at Pittsburgh on Tuesday the 29th of July, a late draw as well. The other is Francesco Celeste, who comes in, outgoing Felipe Rodriguez and Diego Mercado. It's the 4-2-3-1 that the coach prefers.
And Francisco Bonfilio is tied for the league lead in goals. It's work zone safety night. You see that young fella with one of those yellow hats. 74 degrees, winds out of the east at 3. Overcast skies. Let's look at Mark's keys to the game. They are brought to you by Hoffman.
Well, it's a bit like the lineup for Hartford, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just build on momentum. 6 goals in the last 2, clean sheets in 2 of the last 3, and just the 1 defeat against Tampa Bay since June. Now for Miami, they've got good players, but they need to keep things tight at the back.
Miami in the road white, trimmed in Tormenta orange, Miami blue, and 305 aqua.
Say what now?
Hartford in green and white.
Thank you.
Much more simple.
Goodness me.
Hartford going right to left here in the opening 45 minutes. Hartford swept the season series last year, winning 3-2 in Miami and 3-0 here at Trinity Health. Joe Farrell, our halftime guest, had a goal in that game. He also had an own goal down in Miami.
He did, yeah.
That we'd rather not talk about.
And neither would he.
There's Engalina. Michi, very active, probably had his best game of the season against New Mexico, where he finally scored a goal in the run of play after 18 straight not scoring in the run of play. Jimenez gets to Engalina in front, just wide. Second minute of play in Hartford. Almost dead to the scoreboard.
Not sure Michi can do much better. At first I thought, is that a brilliant challenge by the centre back to put it behind for a corner, but referee giving the goal kick. That'll go down as one that Momo will probably feel he should have done better with.
Momo, his 3rd career brace last Wednesday night against New Mexico. He could have had 4. He was that dominant.
Should have had 4.
21 in wide, Bolu Akinyode, who became the 15th player in USL history with 20,000 minutes played. He'll move into 14th overall when this match hits the 20th minute. We see TJ Prestis play in the left side with Jordan Scarlett out again.
Interesting, because he's mainly played on the right-hand side of defense. That's probably the only tweak to the system.
Right. Arturo Dispe getting another start, his 3rd in a row on the right. Joe Farrell wearing the captain's armband, recreating his role from his days at LaSalle. It's a Miami team that is winless in 7 overall, 0-2-3 in their last 5 in league games. Sebastian Blanco, number 10, had a terrific career in MLS with Portland Timbers. Here's Vasquez, Blanco in the middle. Good hustle back by Moreira. You know, we were talking before the game, Mark. Junior Moreira, a guy who really was not a factor. Here's a ball into the box, and Dispe heads it back to Sia. But getting back, Junior Moreira played the last 2 after not playing 5 in a row, and he's played well.
What's your line about back in the day you were on the side of a milk carton?
Yes. Well, Jonathan Jimenez came off the side of the milk carton too.
He's been exceptional since he came in.
He's played extremely well.
It's a system I like. They've got this system. It's whether it's a 3-5-2, whether it's a 3-4-1-2 or a 3-4-2-1. They can have someone just in front of the 3 as well. So it works, and they've found something, so stick with it. And I'm not sure if we'll get an opportunity to have another look at the Momo Dieng chance in the early stages. That looked offside. But it was certainly an opportunity for Hartford to take an early lead.
This is a Miami team rebuilt after just 3 wins a year ago. They want to possess the ball. Head coach Gaston Madoni telling me that earlier in the week. When they're playing their best, they're possessing the ball. Now, Hartford only had possession for 26% of the game last week, and it didn't matter. 9 is Bonfilio. The Argentinian tied for the goal-scoring lead in 11.
Yeah, good player.
Prestos plays it back to Siaha.
He's a handful. But so's Joe Farrell. Really good defender. That'll be a good battle today to see what Bonfilio does, whether or not he plays in between Dispe and Farrell or between Farrell and TJ Prestos. Of course, a lot will depend on the possession and the position of the ball.
Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and title partner of Hartford Athletic. Always committed to providing the best healthcare experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, we see all of you. Hartford up to tied for 17th in goal scoring with 19. Miami middle of the pack in goals conceded. They've given up 25.
Just ran out of room there, but that was a really good ball over the top by Joe Farrell. And that's the kind of thing, when you're playing the flat 4 that Miami's playing, depending how far up their fullbacks get, Ricketts on the right-hand side, Cardona, the ex-Hartford player, on the left-hand side. There might not be as much space as there would be if you were playing against a back 3, but it will keep the fullbacks pinned back if you know the centre-back's going to attempt passes like that.
TJ Prestos takes it away in midfield. Now Marlon Hairston. Jimenez very patient. Hartford did such a good job last week linking passes. Here's Michi in the middle. Shoots one. Airmails it. Looking to go high to the left of that man, Bill Hamid. Wasn't happy with his defense.
He's now playing on instinct, and I love that about Michi. Sometimes a few weeks ago he was overthinking things. He wasn't finishing, and he was just, his head was a wee bit down. Now, smiling.
14 MLS goalkeeper of the year. Also seen some international duty for the USA. He did not play the last 2 games. Felipe Rodriguez did, but Rodriguez not even dressed. The young German Rafael Martel, the backup keeper tonight. You know, backup keeper is like the 3rd-string quarterback. You don't want to see him come in.
Well, as a Dolphins fan, I would have liked to have seen our 3rd-string play last season after Tua went down, but that's another story. Yeah, I'm not torn tonight. But your 305 Aqua.
Yeah.
Is that similar to what the Miami Dolphins wear?
I believe it is.
There you go.
Miami blue. Hartford has done such a good job, Mark, pressing the back line in recent weeks. A big reason for their success is they get another takeaway. Hartford has dominated the ball here in the first 8 minutes. Have the Engelina shot as Sebastian Anderson goes down. There's Thomas Snyder, his 6th USL Championship match of the year. Did 2 Hartford matches last year. Jacob Little, Justin Lopez, the assistants. Brian Canetta in the hot seat. That's been a dribbling by Joe Farrell, but he hasn't taken away. It's a Miami team that has scored 12 of their 17 goals in the first half this year. 13 Dalton Knutson. Coach Madani said he's having a terrific year. Helping to anchor that center back line with Akinyode. Anderson plays direct for Jang. Momo puts it in the middle, but nobody there but Ami to scoop it up for Miami.
A little bit better awareness required there from Momo Dieng. That'll come. He's got to know, though, if he's plowing a lone furrow, then sometimes you just have to hold it up and wait for support rather than putting it in and hope that someone's in the middle.
Miami in their 6th year in USL. Made the playoffs twice, but didn't win a game. Lost in the opening round. Haven't been to the playoffs in the last 2 seasons.
Improved on last season, though, when they were bottom. Spent a little bit of cash. As I said earlier, they've got good individual players. If he can get them to gel, this is a side. We've seen them, Joe, haven't we? When they beat Charleston by a goal to nil, their last win. On their day, they are more than capable.
And with Hamid, you've got an outstanding keeper.
You do.
Who can keep you in the game, if need be. Akinyode looking to go direct over the top. Hairston will control and play it back.
It's good from TJ.
Nice ball by Prestis out to Samadia on the left.
You know what TJ reminds me of? At school, you had that one friend that was good at everything. And you were like, is there anything you can't actually do? And that seems to be TJ. He's that kind of kid who, ask him to do anything. Playing the left-hand side of defence tonight. Not his favourite position. Yeah, fine, I'll do it. And he'll be good at it.
In my school, you know, a lot of people thought of me as that person.
Good memory.
Samid plays it off the line. Good imagination. The Hartford is back again and excited to help our team win. From kickoff to extra time, they're proud to show their support for our amazing community as a founding partner of Hartford Athletic. Visit thehartford.com to learn more. No score into the 12th minute on a picture-perfect night at Trinity Health Stadium. Little pish by Lucas Milano, gets away with it. Here's Bonfilio, played into the middle. Siaha, dangerously coming off the line. Prestis did a great job of shielding Milano, or that could have been big trouble for Anthony Siaha.
Yeah, on the other hand, if you're wearing white and you see this vision in pink coming flying towards you, but again, he got away with that, Anthony Siaha. And there's a time and a place, and most of the time he does the right thing, but there's always that one time.
Played over the top for Engelina. Hamid jumps out, gathers off the ground.
I don't mind a couple of long balls. We saw one from Joe Farrell, which was decent, but it wasn't kept in, and that one as well. It just makes Miami think and know that they can't press and compact it too much in the middle of the park, because that ball over the top will be on.
Miami, 2 road wins on the season in pretty good places, at San Antonio and at Rhode Island.
Yeah.
2 draws as well. So they played well away from Pitbull Stadium, where Hartford will be in September. You'll be there too.
I will, yeah. I'm doing an NWSL game on the Sunday, so I'm going to go down. I'm hoping I'll not be the only Hartford follower there.
Taken away in the midfield.
FIU University, yeah?
Yep. Francesco Celeste just getting his 2nd start of the year, replacing the injured Diego Mercado. And Brendan Burke with a few words for Thomas Snyder as You see Christian Vasquez pick himself up off the turf. Kind of looked like he fell down on his own, to be honest with you.
When you got as many of one nationality as Miami has as well, there's going to be that bond and there's going to be that understanding between all the Argentines that they've got. And what I've noticed so far for Bonfiglio, he doesn't normally attack by himself. He either has Blanco near him or Milano or Vasquez.
Miami's starting to get into the match a little
they
bit more,
are.
starting to possess the ball more, finding the holes in the Hartford press. Hamid puts one up for grabs, and Dispe uses his side to take the ball away momentarily on the header. Pretty good crowd for a weeknight here in the capital city, taken away by Anderson. Here's Michi, but couldn't control it. Jonathan Ricketts, former Sacramento Republic player, takes it away. Two shots in the game, both by Hartford. It's a Hartford team down near the bottom in the league in shots. Dangerous header by Harrison. That'll draw a foul.
Yeah, I think putting context to your statement about the shots, there's been a lot of similarities between Hartford this season and Hartford last season. In fact, after 16 games, they had 6. They've improved as the season went on, but they're going to have to end the season well to get into the playoffs, and they've got a tough stretch coming up.
You saw Marlon Hairston and Sebastian Blanco with a little discussion after Blanco's foul.
I love that, discussion.
Samaria with the restart from just inside the near touch line.
Public address announcer Lance is busy tonight getting cars moved. In Scotland, they do it a different way. They say,
what do they do?
They say, with the owner of car registration, blah, 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 please return to your car or it will be removed for you.
Yeah, see, I like that. Law and order.
Goodness.
Looks like it'll be Samadi and a trigger, although Anderson's there as well. Maybe it'll be Sebastian. It will be. Far post into the box. Headed, and it'll be a goal kick for Hamid. Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, the official pizza of Hartford Athletic. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer.
That's a tough competition, that, isn't it? Who's
Best
got
pizza?
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Are you down in New Haven? Or are you Pepe's or Pizza Marzano up in the Connecticut Hills? There's a lot of good ones.
Producer, director Tom Stanwyck says it's a parties. You know, if Tom wants to make an entry, he should bring it.
It was good taste.
Right? We could be the judge. There's Prestis. Always seems to be in the right place at the right time. Michi. High dribbles. He's got Jang on the right. Shoots it over the goal. Oh, he had Jang on the right, but Michi had a step.
Yeah, the referee's given the corner. Said there was a touch. I think, and I know it was a good shot. It was a decent effort. Play him in now. And he's got one-on-one. I can't have a go at him earlier and saying the instinct and have a go because he's full of confidence and then have a go at him for not passing. It's up to him. That ends up in the back of the net, and it would have done apart from a goalkeeper touch, and Michi's the hero. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. If he'd blazed it over, it would have been different.
First quarter of the match, as you look at Bill Hamid, had to be on the spot for that one. Hartford's been good as of late on set pieces, corner kicks and the like. This will be Anderson from the northwest corner with the in-swinger. No score. Ball headed up in the air and into the tents.
That was a brilliant save by Bill Hamid. That replay did it total justice as well. And that's the thing. As a teammate, Momo Dieng, all you can do is make the best run that you can make. And it was a brilliant run. And if Vengalina shoots over, then Dieng's like, hey, come on now. but Engelina caught it really well, and that's an outstanding save from a really good goalkeeper. Part of the South Florida siblings, him and his sister Jasmine, who plays for Fort Lauderdale United in the USL Super League.
Bonfilio uses that big body to get the ball away for Prestis. Bonfilio hits the deck, and Thomas Snyder calls a foul on Hartford.
I think he's been fine so far, the referee. We're always quick when officials make mistakes to point that out. I think it's important as well when things go the other way that they get a little bit of credit for it too.
Francisco Bonfilio from Mar del Plata, Argentina. He was one of the Player of the Month nominees along with Momo Jang for the month of July. Bonfilio shares the goal-scoring lead with Abukura of Loudon and Cal Jennings of Charleston. What a game Saturday night coming up. Charleston against Lou City.
Top two.
For first in the East. Hartford will be in Alabama that night. Play Birmingham. Sent into the box.
It's a foul.
Doesn't get through. The push called on Celeste, so it'll be Hartford ball.
I want to bring up something you said to Brendan Burke in our chat this week, and you pointed out that Dees Pay has been much improved over the last couple of games, and you're spot on as well, because he's doing the simple things, isn't he?
Well, he's not trying to do too much. That had been, according to Brendan, that had been a problem. He came in and wanted to do too much, and Brendan and the coaches, Aaron Wheeler and Danny Gaspar, Joe Santos, said, just concentrate on you. And since he's done that, Adrian has played like the player who's been so good in this league for so many years.
He wanted to be judge, jury, audience, host.
Towards the end line, goals out. Goal kick.
Not much between these two sides, Joe.
No, pretty even so far. Shots 5-0 Hartford, 1 on target for Athletic. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuova Pasta for supporting our Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal scored this year, Nuova Pasta will donate meals to help fight against food insecurity in our community. Hartford with its second 4-goal game of the season last Wednesday night. Little tussle on the near sideline. Engelina involved with Jonathan Ricketts.
It's just the wrong side, Mishi. It's an easy call for Thomas Snyder.
Gaston Madoni spent 14 years with Boca Juniors, prestigious junior team in Argentina. Also was an assistant coach for Racing Club.
It's quite the rivalry that Boca has with River Plate.
Looks like Hairston's marking Sebastian Blanco.
Understandably
wherever
so.
He goes.
Yeah, because he's such a talent, Blanco. Mid-30s now, or approaching his...
37.
Well, yeah, there you go. I was trying to do him...
Trying to do him some justice.
Yeah.
That's nice of you.
I was also wrong.
Just be kind. No, well,
Yeah.
That's all right. We cover for one another.
But he's a talent, isn't he? You can't give him too much time. He's not going to outrun you, but he can outthink you. And a lot of these talented players from South America, they don't need to be that quick. They've just got a right good football brain on them.
41 goals, 40 assists with Portland Timbers.
It's not bad, is it?
Of MLS. It's nice numbers. Playing in the middle, the distributor leads Miami in chances created off his boot. And Dispay plays it up ahead. Momo plays it in for Anderson. It's blocked.
Really good from Knutson in the defending.
But that's another area, Mark, that I think Momo's come on, is his passing has gotten better.
Yeah, it has. When he had the ball, I was actually watching Michi in the middle, who'd made a good run as well. Sometimes you do these kind of things and you just have to take your hat off and say, you know what, Dalton Knutson, that was really good defending.
Miami didn't like the ball over the touchline call. Bonfilio, who's got that big, thick body for a guy who moves pretty well, listed as 6 feet. And for the first time, extended time, we've got a Hartford player down on the pitch. Allowed you to, let's get a look here.
It's a foul. It's a foul.
It's a simple foul on Bonfilio, nothing more. Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. Glad you're savoring our broadcast tonight, whether you're in
a responsible mood or not.
Whether you're in Connecticut or South Florida or wherever you may be watching. Got a great halftime interview with Joe Farrell.
Isn't he a nice guy?
Coming up. Had a chance to talk to him earlier in the week.
One of the things about the interview and the question I wanted to ask was about leadership. And he might not be the captain when Jordan Scarlett's playing, but he's the captain tonight. He was the captain at LaSalle, but he's surrounded by on-field captains as well. And it's an important reason why Hartford have picked up of late. There's a lot of leadership, including a young man in possession right now who was the captain of Yale last season.
Lead ball for Michi, racing with Ricketts. And
doesn't need to.
Michi with the push.
Doesn't need to. Keep your hands down.
Yeah.
He's going towards
You're
his own
quick enough, you can get by him.
Right. We'll take another look at this. He knows.
Yeah.
Keep your hands down. There's nothing good that can come by putting your hands up. You know, as a player, that any touch on an opposition player, because you do it yourself, and they're perfectly entitled to go down. So don't give them the option. That's a poor kick out.
Easy takeaway for Hartford on the far side. Barrera in the middle for Hairston. Square to Samadia. Give and go. Michi to Samadia. Back to Michi. Puts it in front of me with the chest-high save, waist-high save.
I mean, I've had the same look as everybody else. What about taking that first time? Would that have been better for Michi? Because he takes the touch and then he puts it in. It just helps with the angle if he takes it first time. Whether or not there would have been someone on the end of it, but just that extra touch might have just caused the problem.
That's something that they did well last week, I thought, Mark, watching from the comfort of my couch, as CBS Sportsnet did a terrific job on the broadcast. But Hartford seemed to make the right play all the time last week.
And they were clinical.
Here's Vasquez. On the right for Romero. Knocked out of bounds. Kept in bounds. He's a shot.
Oh, what a save!
Oh, it's Anthony Siaha with one of those saves that he comes up with every game to keep it scoreless.
We spoke about this earlier. Siaha, most of the time, he is absolutely top drawer. This is a perfect angle, by the way. He's got no right to get over there, but his footwork is tremendous. Look where he is. He's on the left-hand side of his goal. And then he has to take 2 touches, a third one, and get over. Excellent.
And Siaha comes off the line to field the corner, and the foul is called. Hartford Athletic wants to thank Lux Bond and Green Jewelers since 1898, celebrating life's special moments. Scoreless in the 27th minute. First of 2 meetings between these 2 Eastern Conference rivals. Miami leads the all-time series, 5 wins, 4 for Hartford. 1 match ended in a draw.
You forgive him for coming into no man's land when he can produce like that, as long as they both end up with
the right result.
the right result. Yeah, goalkeeper, where are you going?
Please come back. Miami switches fields. Good pressure that time by TJ Prestis. Here's Michi. Warded off by Knutson, and Dalton Knutson does a good job. Hartford gets it back. Hairston played in the middle. Moreira. Good job by Moreira to keep possession. Played off the physical contact. Now Samadia looking to create. Chips it in. Hamid with no Hartford players in sight. Long ball played up ahead. Dangerous situation.
If Bonfilio is better aware of what's around him, he had a layoff for a teammate in a lot of space.
Great job by Joe Farrell there on the defensive end. Now Hartford with the counter.
Sorry, Joe. Lucas Milano was in acres of space for that last counter attack.
Moreira trying to hit Jang, gives it away to Miami. Shot 7-1 in favor of Hartford. Shots on target 2-1 for the boys in green. Here's Christian Vasquez, one of several Buenos Aires players. I think I counted either 11 or 12 Argentinians on this team, brought together by Gaston Madani. Miami in with a record of 5, 8, and 4. One thing about Hartford, Mark, that we've talked about, they have games in hand on just about everything. Here's Ricketts up the right channel. But the thing about those games in hand, you have to win them.
Mm-hmm.
Games in hand don't do you no good if you don't produce. Put in, knocked away. Hairston chips it up, and Samadia clears it upfield. Here's Michi trying to stop and go. Couldn't get around Ricketts, or rather around Romero. Jody Ambrosia with Mark Donaldson, our producer, Sue Thomas of Stanwick, our director, Bobby Kaplan, and the rest of our terrific Power Station crew here on a... Boy, this weather's right up your wheelhouse. 74 degrees. Beautiful.
Bit warm, but I'll take it.
Bit warm?
You know when I came from.
I understand.
Give me 50-degree blue sky, crisp autumn day.
You know what villain character you could have played on Batman? Mr. Freeze. You would have been the perfect Mr. Freeze. Although you don't cast a wide swath that Victor Buono did. Hartford gives it away in midfield. Miami's starting to play with a little more tempo, a little more possession, which is their game. Creating in the midfield, trying to free up Bonfilio and Milano.
Yeah, it's a good point because it was a giveaway by Joe Farrell, one of very few mistakes that Joe makes. But when you give it to a team that are very comfortable in possession, it could be a while before you get it back.
Amit trying to go direct to Bonfilio. Here's Prestis backing up to play it off the volley. Chang plays it back. Here's the ball for Momo. Offside.
It was unlucky. That was a really, really good move. And it starts with Farrell challenging with Bonfilio. None of them win the ball, but he did enough to put him off. And then the clearance upfield from Prestis. Just a really nice play from Hartford. And everyone's got to play their part in this. You've got to stay on side. You've got to know that you can't go too early. And Momo Dieng has just gone beyond Akinyode. Again, it's part of the learning curve, but he's raw. He's got a lot of talent. He's not far away from the next level, Momo Dieng, and that next level would be away from here and giving Hartford a lot of money in their bank account.
The one thing Hartford didn't do great last week, 6 offsides against New Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, how far offside? That's the other thing as well. If you're playing on the shoulder, you know you're going to have a few offsides, but if you're clearly offside, that needs work.
Hartford finding open spaces for the guys up front like Angelina and Jang.
I like the way Hartford's played for most of this first half. Probably the first 20 minutes are better than the last 10. Miami have been really good in the last 10 minutes, but they need an end product.
Miami brings it across. Here's Vasquez in the middle. Christian Vasquez spins, looks for space, drops it back, and that one's airmailed. Not exactly what Matias Romero was trying to do, sending it into the Liberty Bank Suites behind the south goal. So it'll be a goal kick for Anthony Siaha, who comes into this match with a 1.31 goals against and 5 clean sheets. Remember, clean sheets were an issue for a while as you look at the supporters.
Well, concession of late goals was an issue. They seem to have passed that on to Miami now.
Miami's given up 4 stoppage time goals this year. They've lost a potential 7 points in stoppage time goals allowed. You give them half that total, and they're up the Eastern Conference table. They're in 6th place. Jimenez with the steal to Moreira.
Yeah, well, when you put the extra body in there, Jonathan Jimenez, Junior Moreira, and Marlon Hairston, you do lose a little bit from an attacking perspective. Offside.
And the offside flag goes up.
That's about timing. That's about the player making the run. It's got to try and stay on side, but it's also got to be the timing of the player playing the pass has got to be in tandem with Samaria making the run.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the best. At St. Francis Hospital, they're proud to provide nationally recognized health care with a patient-centered approach. From cutting-edge treatments to personalized care plans, they put you first every step of the way. At St. Francis Healthcare, it isn't just about awards, it's about being you. Recognized for excellence, committed to compassionate care. At St. Francis Hospital, they see all of you. Visit trinityhealthofne.org to learn more.
Farrell and Prestes have done really well so far against Francisco Bonfilio.
He had a stretch where he scored a goal in 4 straight games.
Yeah, he was on fire.
Now Ricketts spent a couple years in USL 1 for the Chattanooga team. Also played for RGV Tour. Actually, he's from Chattanooga. Alan Gavilanes, who we'll see later, former Hartford Athletic player. Spent a couple years with Red Wolves, one of the premier franchises of USL 1. Touches in the final third have not been plentiful. Bonfilio gets a head on it. Samadi is there to take it out of danger.
It's another example from TJ Prestes' point of view. Sometimes it's not always about winning the ball. If you can't win it, make sure your opposition can't either. And that was really good defending from TJ Prestes. I might start a TJ Prestes fan club. I'm sure friends and family are already in it, but I really like what I've seen from this kid. And we've interviewed him as well. You've interviewed him too.
Yeah.
He's a lovely, lovely kid.
Yale grad, which we can't relate to. Now Knudsen. Over to Bo Akinyode, the Nigerian. Now 14th all-time in league history in minutes played.
What version of Handsome Dan is Yale on?
Ooh. I can tell you Jonathan the Husky. I can't tell you Handsome Dan.
It must be about 19 or 20 now, is it not?
It's got to be somewhere up there. Little discussion on the far side with referee Thomas Snyder. Free kick. Restart for the visitors from Miami.
Yeah, they've got the better of the last 10 minutes or so. Miami, they had that chance that was brilliantly saved by Siaha. They're the side on top right now. Hartford have got to find something that can give them a little bit more possession and maybe territory as well. Maybe you like to see Hartford stick balls over the top because the two fullbacks have pushed forward now for Miami.
Almost a lazy pass there. Played over on the left side. Entered. Shot. Vasquez kind of sidestepped it. Siaha ran up somebody's back.
I tell you, for the president of the TJ Prestes fan club, I've got to say that he was one, along with a couple of others, that should have done better and leave a man space in the box. That could have been a lot worse for Hartford.
Chang with a pretty move to the box. In front, shoots it wide. Samadia plays it in and cleared out of there by Miami.
That turn is unbelievable. And if you make that turn as his teammate, your job, if you're in that box, is to get into a position to get on the end of a cutback. And he's driven it across and there's no one there.
Farrell plays it ahead. Hamid will calmly play it on the hop and settle things down. Here's Siaha. You know, he's like a hockey guy who always looks for contact.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's funny. We talked to Joe Farrell before our interview and asked him about when Anthony kind of got under the crowd's skin at Rhode Island. And Joe's comment was, I love it. As long as he's on the pitch for the next game, go for it. Although there were parts of it that we could have lived without.
One in particular.
The enthusiasm of youth. Here's Ricketts with space.
You as defense attorney, is that your excuse?
Prestis with the steal. Jimenez to keep it in. Good
by Jonathan. That's exactly what it was. And the work rate has never been in question for these Hartford players. Right now they've got this team spirit that's outstanding. But it's about finding a way. And Bill Hamid, both goalkeepers. Hamid with an excellent save to deny Mishi, and Anthony Siaha with a brilliant save at the other end to stop the header from going in and giving Miami the lead. So it's 0-0, but it could easily have seen both sides on target in this first half. It's gone by quickly.
Prestis changes fields to the right. Hairston has problems controlling, but gets it back to Moreira.
I think what we've seen so far, Joe, is two well-coached sides.
Yes, no question. Both these teams know what they want to try to execute. Prestis just plays it long, and it'll be gathered by Miami. Our match tonight presented by the Connecticut Department of Transportation Work Zone Safety Committee. We're here tonight to remind you that behind every vest and hard hat is someone's mother, father, brother, or friend. Please slow down in work zone, stay alert, and never drive distracted or impaired. Let's all do our part, because the life you save could be your own. Scoreless as we head for the 40th minute. Week 23 of the USL Championship season. Foul on Hartford.
It's an interesting one because two Hartford players ended up going down, yet they were the ones that were penalized.
This is a Hartford team. And here comes Miami on the run. We'll hold that thought. Blanco taken down from behind by Hairston. Snyder says play on. Here's Michi. Hartford on the attack. Try to play it through. Knocked away. Good hustle.
Blanco's hurt.
Yeah, Blanco's still down from that contact as Romero dribbles it downfield.
Well, but his teammates have had the opportunity to put it out and they haven't taken that, so it's not a head knock, so on we go. Now I think it'll be
now
kicked
they
out.
See it.
Yeah.
And they're calling for the athletic trainer, Kevin Orozco, to run onto the pitch and attend to the 37-year-old from Buenos Aires.
This is a game of fine margins. Mishi's got the ball. Momo's made the run. The pass is intended, but it's not hit hard enough.
Let's get a look and see what happened to the veteran Sebastian Blanco. Hairston from behind.
Referee has got the best view. He's right there, and he says Hairston wins the ball.
Well, you saw Dispay in the background wave. Oh, it's all right. To Blanco. Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Travelers. Thank the Travelers, presenting partner of our community ticket program. Children from underserved communities throughout Greater Hartford were able to come to the matches free of charge. Actually, it's not Blanco, it's Vasquez. Christian Vasquez, the 26-year-old who last year played in Ecuador Serie B, being attended to. It's a Miami team that switched up their roster a little bit for tonight's match. They and Hartford both have games on Saturday. Miami will be back home against El Paso. Hartford will be in Birmingham.
It's not an easy place to get to from here.
There's a lot of places. Having lived here for 72 years, there's a lot of places that aren't easy to get to from Bradley.
You go 2 hours to New York, you go 2 hours to Boston, and it's fine. But
you can fly to Dublin.
You can direct from Hartford. Done that many times.
Yep. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
Pittsburgh's tough to get to.
Yes, it is.
It was there last summer.
Trust me.
but that's the thing. I mean, I was looking at the games that Hartford have got left on the road. Birmingham, tough. Alabama to get to. North Carolina, you can get a direct flight down there, as you can to Miami. Monterey Bay, well, that's a journey.
Colorado, that's a journey.
Oakland, Tampa Bay, and then Louisville. Louisville's
not a lot of direct flights in there.
No, there's not.
So that'll add some Grignell Vineyard stoppage time as you look at Anthony Siaha has been so good in this first year with Hartford. Signed late in training before the season, and the big fella's been a godsend. Drop ball will go to Miami.
I was looking at Renan Ribeiro's Wikipedia page today for some reason, and still without a club. Goalkeeper from last season for Hartford.
Hartford will see old friend Richard Sanchez in the Jägermeister Cup with San Antonio.
Yeah.
In the quarterfinals. Prestis. The steal in the distribution, but gives it right away. Ricketts with it. No score. Here in the 44th minute. Hartford's had the better of play for the most part. Hairston, or rather Dispay, went down, looked like he hurt himself.
Just wonder if it's an inadvertent boot from Bonfilio, or if he's just twisted it with no contact whatsoever. There's certainly no complaint from Adrien Dispay that there was a foul, but he's back up on his feet. Hopefully Jordan Scarlett will be available, not so much for the weekend, but for Hartford's next home game.
Should be against the Tulsa team, leading the West.
They're flying.
They're in action tonight at Monterey Bay. Also tonight, Rhode Island home in Pawtucket against Detroit.
Still goalless in that one. They were a little bit ahead of us.
No goals on the East Coast. 2 minutes of Brignall Vineyard stoppage time. Here's Anderson. Plays it to Moreira. Drop back to Hairston. There's a shot by Michi. Goal kick. Didn't know if that one deflected off the Miami player or not, but the official on that side says no, so it'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, I'm not so much about Michi there. I'm more about Junior Moreira. That's borderline overplaying. You've got options. You could have had a shot. You had passes that might have been there, but yeah, just a little bit more direct. Michi's shot, fine, it's gone over the bar, but that's more on Junior Moreira for me.
Possession 56-44 in favor of Miami. You can do it, that's not what you'd like. Here's Samaria. Now Hairston. There's a foul from behind. Called against Matias Romero.
I don't think that Brendan will make any changes at the half, but one that I think might be worth considering. You've got Jimenez and you've got Moreira. I think you could bring on a Macangila to play in that position and then bring on someone like a Kyle Edwards and go 3-4-3. Depends how much you want to gamble and how much you want to go for it right now, because Hartford have got control of the midfield.
Right.
But at the expense of a little bit of creativity. So it'll be interesting, but I don't think any changes will be made at the half.
Anderson, headed, cleared. Well, the thing about Edwards, we talked with Brendan about this yesterday, is he gives you such a weapon late in games.
Pace.
Coming off the bench as a goal scorer, tied for the team lead with Momo with 6. Hairston's had an active first half, or that was Jimenez. They both have. Now Moreira dribbles inside, played to Jimenez, and this will be a dangerous opportunity for Hartford from straight out about 25 yards out.
The other option, having spoken about potentially Macangila coming on, Jimenez and Moreira going off, you could just do a straight swap, and you could do Kyle Edwards coming on for Junior Moreira, because I like Jonathan Jimenez, and then you'd have him and Hairston in the middle. Hairston might not get 90, so Beverly could come on for him. You'd then have Samaria and Anderson providing the width. You'd have Hairston and Jimenez, but then you'd have Kyle Edwards and the pace that could maybe stretch the Miami defense. Here's a chance, by the way, because this is definitely within shooting range, whether or not it's the right foot of Anderson or the left foot of Samaria.
28 yards out. Referee Snyder allows Miami to line up right at the top of the 18. No score, stoppage time, first half. Four-man wall for Miami. Hamid bouncing up and down on his toes. We'll see who takes it. It'll be the right foot of Anderson. Tried to hook it, gets it back, plays it along the ground. And that's it.
Miami could have been in there, but the whistle went. And it's 0-0 at the break.
So, we've reached halftime. Bill Hamid and Anthony Siaha have combined to stop 4 shots, 2 apiece. We got a little discussion out on the field. Joe Farrell talking to the referee, as is Sebastian Blanco. But at the end of the day, no score. Our halftime activities are next right here on ESPN Plus, by TV9, and WTNH.com.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
The Great Fire of 1835 forced most insurance companies to close, but not us. The day our founders pitched in to pay every claim is the day the Hartford became the Hartford.
Scoreless at halftime between Hartford and Miami. Mark, both teams have had a couple of opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, the first chance actually came in the first minute when Michi and Galina drove it in from the left-hand side, and Momo Dieng fired wide from 6 yards out. We'll see the highlights in just a second, but it's the percentage of shots from Hartford that end up on target. Just 25% there from Hartford, 66.6% from Miami, and they had a really good chance to take the lead, as Hartford did. Let's find out with the first half highlights if you're just joining us. It's goalless, but there's been plenty to talk about. This was the first chance in the 17th minute. Play me in, says Momo Dieng. Michi and Galina goes for it himself. It's a perfect view, that angle, to see the save and the tip over by Bill Hamid. 24th minute again, Hartford working it. There's that thing we were speaking about when it happened. It's the extra touch from Michi just there. He takes the touch and it allows Bill Hamid to get that. This is a brilliant save from Anthony Siaha to deny Lucas Milano. It's really good footwork by Matias Romero. He gets the delivery in, the diving header, and that's all about footwork. It remains goalless at the break.
We pause to remember our friend and colleague, John Kochal, who passed away Thursday evening following a courageous 9-year battle with brain cancer. Despite countless surgeries and treatments, John embraced life every day with a passion and love that lit up every room he walked into. A valued member of the USL HQ staff since 2015, he will forever be remembered by his big smile, contagious laugh, and his deep love for his family. John is survived by his wife and son. He was just 39 years old.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Time to take a spin around USL. New coach in Las Vegas coming from Charleston. Tampa Bay, 10 straight wins over Indy 11. And FC Tulsa picks up a pretty good goal scorer from Sac Republic. It's been a good second season in Hartford for Joe Farrell. The former LaSalle star visited with Mark and me earlier in the week. 10 years, 18,900 minutes. Does it seem like that much in your career? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It does. I've been thinking back on it. Each season seems so long ago. Even the start of this season, it's a really eye-opening how much this team has grown throughout this season alone. So I was thinking back to all the years back, all my Phoenix memories, my year in Pittsburgh winning a trophy, even thinking back to my Rochester years. It does feel like a long time. So yeah, those numbers add up for me, for sure.
I'm going to stay on that theme that Joe's just started. I'm going to start with pictures.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah.
Now,
there he is.
There he is. That was 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Okay, 21 years old. What does the 25 version of Joe Farrell know that you wish the 15 version 10 years ago knew?
I was a similar person. I cared about my family a lot, and obviously I cared about football a lot. So I didn't necessarily have the same self-confidence and self-belief at the time. My dream was never to really be a pro athlete. I was the youngest of my siblings, and all three of them went on to play Division I college soccer. So my goal growing up was to be a Division I college soccer player. So at that point in my life, I was thrilled. I was a senior in college. I was living my dream at that time. I didn't necessarily know how far I could go. So if I were to speak to myself at that time, I would say, put your foot down and go for it, which is what I did, but I wish I knew it just a little bit sooner, and some more doors could have opened up a little bit earlier, and this career could have included a few MLS years, things like that, but I'm thrilled with how things have worked out, and I want to change it for the world.
You were lucky enough at LaSalle to play for your father, Pat, and
Yes.
a legendary career there.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you talk soccer with him? Does he check in after games?
All the time. Well, him and my mom are both retired now. My mom was a school teacher for about 40 years, and my dad
God
was.
bless her for that.
Yeah, she was 5th grade in elementary school, special ed and special needs. So she worked a great career as well.
Yeah.
My dad, he was at LaSalle for about 40 years. He was head coach for about 32 or so, assistant coach for a bunch, and he played at LaSalle. So having them in my life as role models to being consistent and showing up every day was awesome. But as far as it comes to games, if it's in Hartford, there's a 99% chance my parents are making the drive up from Philly. So after games, I talk sport both with my mom and my dad. Because my dad wasn't my first coach, my mom was. At 3-4 years old, my mom was my intramural soccer coach. So she knows the game just as well as my dad, and we're able to chat real tactics and chat how each and every game goes. So I'm really grateful to have them in my life, for sure.
You get leadership at home, but there's leadership at this football club. I saw the captain's armband with you when you were at LaSalle. TJ was captain of Yale. Jordan's the captain of the football club. That's the 3 centre backs.
Yeah.
And we haven't even got on to anybody else. How important is that leadership for this football club?
Definitely. I think that's something this year that has really shown as a strength for us. We have guys in the locker room that haven't had much experience but are willing to be leaders at times. Step up when they need to.
This year, you wearing a very special message under your game jersey.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit, please?
Absolutely. For each game, home and away, I have a shirt printed that says "Dream Crazy," and I'm wearing that underneath, and that's in honor of my late sister-in-law, Margareta Errett. She, in 2019, was diagnosed with breast cancer, stage 4 metastatic, and just recently, she fought like hell for 6 years. And just recently, it had moved to different parts of her body and really, really ramped up again. So after her 6-year fight, she sadly passed about a month ago. So Dream Crazy was her mantra throughout her entire fight. And that was kind of just her spirit as a person. It was to dream crazy not only for herself, but trying to inspire her community and those in her community. And I also brought a poem card from her memorial service. Do you guys mind if I read the poem?
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay. So in the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized through it all that in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. And that makes me happy. For it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back. And that just speaks to her spirit as a person. And I think you can get a good grip about how invincible she was, and her spirit is invincible. I mean, she fought really, really hard for 6 years, and cancer's something that no one deserves. And she absolutely didn't deserve it, but she fought like as hard as she could for 6 years, and every day she had a smile on her face, and she was a true inspiration to anyone that she ever met. So Margareta, I love you. Pat, Rosie, I'm thinking about you every day.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
The Great Fire of 1835 forced most insurance companies to close, but not us. The day our founders pitched in to pay every claim is the day the Hartford became the Hartford.
Game tonight brought to you by the good folks at LDI Connect. Scoreless between Hartford and Miami as we head for the second 45 minutes. As you get a look at the Capitol in the distance, in the dark. So, what did each coach say to his squad at halftime, sir?
Well, I think that Madoni, the Argentine coach of Miami FC, will probably be slightly happier because of the way his side had more control over the second part of the first half. So expecting no tactical tweaks for them, nor from Hartford. I thought Hartford were really good for the first half hour. Maybe that final pass or that little bit of decision making. But on the whole, I thought for the first half hour, they were really good. They just couldn't find a way past goalkeeper Bill Hamid. So from a Hartford perspective, I reckon Brendan was maybe talking about re-establishing control of this game for the home side. But from a Miami side, more of the same, because they've really made inroads into this game.
I think if you're Hartford, you want to see Momo Jang get a little more involved. He only had one shot in that first half. Michi and Galena, 4 shots, and both Hartford shots on target. Hartford in the home green kits, into the box, sent towards the front, clear it out. Akinyode on the spot. Samaria tried to send it in. Among the league leaders in chances created.
Better on the front foot. I'm going to make a prediction. The first Hartford change will be Kyle Edwards for Junior Morera, because Edwards would have made that run.
Shot! And a goal! Thanks, you made me miss the goddamn goal.
Get it wide, get it in. That's what Hartford needed to do. Just speaking about whether or not Kyle Edwards, if he was on, would have made the run that wasn't made by Junior Morera, but that one was outstanding. How many times have we seen it from the left-hand side, the delivery in? Sometimes it's Samaria, that time it's Michi and Galena. There's the run that you want to be made. It's the perfect delivery. It's a super finish. Hartford has the lead, and what a finish it is. And you know what? We're speaking about Kyle Edwards maybe making the run. If at first you don't succeed, Junior Morera makes the run the second time, gets in there ahead of Momo Dieng, and Hartford has the lead. Outstanding. And this second half has seen Junior Morera play as the advanced player on the right-hand side in a 3-4-3. There's the little bit more adventure, and there's the reward.
First goal of his career for Junior Morera, and the all-important first goal goes to Hartford. Michi and Galena with the beautiful setup. For Michi, his second assist of the season. And, you know, we talked about it at half mark for Hartford. Getting the jump, getting the crowd into it, getting the advantage early so you're not playing under the pressure of being at home.
Mm-hmm.
We got to score. We got to get 3 points in home games.
Well, they've started the second half like they started the first, on the front foot. It's not something they ended the first half with. That was Miami that were doing so, but they've pegged them back. And how many times this season have we seen them get it wide and get it in? And when you do it with the delivery like that from Michi, if Morera doesn't score it, Dieng does. Really good from Hartford. Now they want a second goal.
See how, if at all, that ball takes a hop. Played by Miami. See how this changes, if at all, Miami style. Only down a goal. No reason to panic if you're the visitors from South Florida. Sent towards the 18. Dispe goes down and appears to be in pain. And the referee, Thomas Snyder, will stop the play.
Let's go back to the goal. And I was trying to explain it, and I would like to have had a little bit more time to explain what happened at the start of the second half. Because Junior Morera lines up to basically play on the right-hand side of a front three. When the ball initially comes in, he's kind of caught on his heels. This is not for the goal. This is just before that. He's kind of caught on his heels, and he allows the defender to get in front of him. But then, for this one, look at his position. It's so much better. He gets in front of Nicolas Cardona. That's what he didn't do in the move prior to that. That's outstanding from Junior Morera.
Jang takes down Akinyoda.
That'll be a card.
And he's in pain. Looks like Thomas Snyder might be reaching into the pocket for the first time tonight as Bolu Akinyoda playing his 262nd USL Championship game. Looks to be none the worse for the wear. And Jang gets the match's first yellow card here in the 50th minute.
Clear as day. Easy call for the referee. Bit daft from Momo, walking a bit of a tightrope now.
Here's Cardona. Played back by Celeste. Now Akinyode swings it to Knudsen. Moreira from Angelina in the 47th minute to give Hartford the lead. Fans, join us for our next home match Saturday, August 16th against Tulsa at 7 o'clock as we celebrate Stroke Awareness Night presented by Trinity Health of New England. Plus, Dame Drops is in the house with some tasty treats for everyone to enjoy.
It's one of these. It's the wrong decision if you're the home team and the right decision if you're the away team. Fourth official, Brian Canetta, is having his first real involvement with Brendan Burke. Look, this depends on the colour of your scarf. It's soft. If your scarf's green, then it's not a free kick. If it's Miami blue or what are we going? Florida blue, 305 aqua, and Tormenta orange.
Miami blue.
Yeah, of course it's a foul. It's borderline. By the way, scoring first is a big thing for Hartford. The last time they lost when scoring first in the USL was Charleston at the start of May.
4-1 when they score first. Dispe clears it out of danger, throwing deep in the Hartford end for Miami.
Yeah, their reaction's going to be interesting, Joe, to see how much they changed, not their shape, but their positioning. See if they push a little bit further up the park like they did in the last 15 minutes of the first half.
Cardona into the box. Dispe gets it. Plays it off the Miami player. Hartford throwing.
And what Hartford has in the last few weeks, 2 of the last 3 home games have seen clean sheets. So there's no panic. They don't do that anymore. There was a time when it reached the 90th minute and then stoppage time board went up and it was like, oh no. But now they're more mature and their game management is a lot better.
Hartford 7 second half goals. That one's played out, and that'll be a Hartford goal kick.
Last time Hartford were in action a week ago when they beat New Mexico by 4-0, they really put the pedal to the metal. 7 minutes between Dieng's 2 goals, 2 minutes between Dieng's second and Michi Angelina. No point going gung-ho, but try and get that second goal by playing the way you played to start the second half, because it was really effective. Just a little tweak. And now you don't need Moreira as advanced as he was to begin the second half.
Be a Miami throw-in. Hartford shot advantage 10-4 as they move Nicholas Cardona, who played here in Hartford.
He did.
In 21 games, had a goal for Athletic that year. Hartford's third USL Championship.
Why does 2021 seem like a lifetime ago?
Because it was. Jang. Now Anderson keeps it in.
Handball. Oh, it's got to be. That's so blatant.
Here's Hairston in the box to Jang, too far. Cleared away. Goal. Corner kick for Hartford.
Weird that, because if the handball which should have been given was given, we wouldn't have seen the subsequent move that was really good from Marlon Hairston. It starts with some really good pressure from Jimenez. Hairston's put a really tempting ball in. Could have just played Dieng in short. Instead, thought Michi was a better option and cleared away by Ricketts for a Hartford corner.
Second corner of the match for Athletics. Sebastian Anderson will take it from the southeast corner. Hartford brings up Dispe and Farrell.
Yeah, we've seen
them
them
a little size in the box. Sorry, Mark.
Sorry, Joe. We've seen them looking for the flick to then get it to Farrell at the back post or play it towards Farrell for a flick.
Boy, Dispe was getting mugged by Akinyode. Played away by Milano.
It was really good from Hairston.
Great job by Hairston to keep it in. Can't keep it in on the far side. Good hustle by Athletic. It'll be a goal kick. The Fix is Connecticut's premier standalone IV vitamin therapy boutique, offering customized intravenous vitamin infusions and intramuscular vitamin injections that maximize health, performance, and recovery, with all services administered by licensed registered nurses. Located in West Hartford Center, visit thefixivtherapy.com to learn more. 1-0 Hartford on the Junior Morera goal in the 47th minute. See if Miami tries to go even more direct to Francisco Bonfilio.
Good again from Diezpe. Keep it simple, and he's a good footballer when he just keeps it simple. When Jordan Scarlett comes back, it's going to be interesting.
Well, you've got 5 guys you can play on that back line at that point.
You do.
Nice ball played to Hairston. He's displaced for it here. It's kept in a shot just wide.
That was a touch from Hamid, but how good is Mishi Ngalina there? There's being reactive and there's being proactive. Earlier this season, he wouldn't have had the foresight to make the run, but he's full of confidence. He knows he's got the better of the defender. He's played it across, and Hamid with a vital touch for another Hartford corner.
Third of the match, second of the half, as you look at the 34-year-old from Virginia, Bill Hamid. So this will be a left footer for Emmanuel Samadia. From the left of Hamid. Hartford looking to expand on its 1-0 advantage. Back post. Hamid elevates like a bird to the 6-yard mark to come up with it. Once again, Hartford, Mark, just like the first half, the better play at the start.
Yeah.
Much more better possession time. Miami really not any threats offensively. Hartford looks like the fresher team coming out of the locker room.
The best thing that happened to Hartford Athletic in the first half was the halftime whistle, because it came at just the right time, and it's stolen the momentum from Miami, and it's all Hartford right now. So the key is to try and do what they did against New Mexico, not be profligate in front of goal, to be clinical, to take the chances when they come. If they can get a second goal here today, I think it could be huge.
Herrera wide open in the middle of the pitch. Speeds it right. Anderson's offside. And Sebastian knew it.
Yeah, there was also an apology from Herrera for delaying the pass. Sebastian had just straight offside.
Right, because a lot of times the offside's not just the fault of the guy who's offside.
No, you can keep yourself. Yeah, exactly.
Bad service.
100%. You can keep yourself onside, but then if the defender steps up and the chance is gone, and it basically resets, and it's tough.
First half, Bonfilio did not have a shot. Hartford doing a pretty good job in trapping him.
He's an interesting one to watch. If you're a young striker out there trying to make your way in the game, or maybe a teenage striker, he'll go and he'll run towards the man before the ball's even near. He'll set his stall, and he'll make sure he doesn't foul when the ball's in the vicinity, but there's a lot of jostling that goes on to try and put the defender off. He's a very smart striker, is Francisco Bonfilio.
Boy, it looks like we're going to get wholesale substitutions threefold for Miami here at the next opportunity. Diezpe called for the foul. Looks like we're going to see Alan Gavilanes. Trying to make out the other numbers at the table.
I think we might see a change in shape as well.
Also looks like we're going to see
Gerard Diaz is coming on, and also Dian Veron.
Yep, Gerald Diaz and Dejan Verone.
4-2-3-1 is a more preventative formation, and it worked for the last 15 in the first half, but it's not working just now, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a change of shape.
It's not Diaz, it's Brandon Bent who will come in. Nice pass. Here's Morera. Has been impressive again besides the goal. Sends it up the far side. Angelina has it cleared out. So Cardona is out. Brandon Bent is in. Ben from Coral Springs, Florida, 18-year-old. Also coming out is Celeste. That's who Dejan Varane, the Argentinian, comes in for. And we've got one more. And Gavilanes coming in for Christian Vasquez. So a little adjustment by Gaston Madani as you look at Alan Gavilanes in his second year with Miami. Spent 3 years with Greenville in USL 1. Thrown into the box. The header goes wide. A goal kick. Flourish, proud to be the official catering partner of Hartford Athletic. They provide healthy and delicious catering, meal prep, and takeout. Visit them online at flourishhartford.com or stop by their flyby location at 72 New Park Avenue in Hartford. Jody Ambrosio, Mark Donaldson, and our crew at Trinity Health Stadium. First Wednesday of August. Herrera being hawked by Romero. Play it up ahead. Anderson on the overlap. Knocks it off the Miami player. Throw in for Sebastian Anderson. He of the long throw-ins. Knocked it off the teenager, Brandon Bent, playing his 9th match of the season, 6th time that he's been subbed in. Anderson looking for targets as Dispay and Farrell join the party up front. Sabati and Harrison go back. See where Anderson puts this one. 1-0 Hartford on the Morera goal, 2 minutes into the second half. For Farrell. Cleared away. Hartford tries to keep it in, but Gavilanes knocks it away, and Ricketts controls on the far side. Plays it up ahead. Look at how quickly Farrell gets back in the defensive side. Ball run on in the middle of the pitch by Romero. Matias Romero gave it away to Hairston. His player zigged when he should have zagged. To the foul and a yellow card.
Just on.
To Brandon Bent. His second of the year. There's a Miami team, Mark, that comes in second in the league in yellow cards with 52 coming in. Hartford, they're 23rd. And both these teams tied for the league lead in red cards with 5. Sabadia, third header. Foul called on Marlon Hairston. Or rather on Jimenez. Here's Ben. So obviously Gaston Madani didn't like what he saw, trying to change things around. What have you noticed for a different shape, if anything?
He's gone 4-3-3. Milano on the right-hand side, Gavilanes on the left, Bonfilio through the middle. Blanco will kind of be part of what they hope to be a diamond. He'll play in behind Bonfilio, and Veron just to the side of Romero. So it's kind of like a 4-2-1-3. Certainly going to be more space for Hartford to exploit. However, I would fully expect Miami FC to be a lot more attack-minded now, and there will be space for both sides, you would expect.
You know, we haven't mentioned Blanco's name much in the second half. We haven't mentioned Bonfilio's name at all.
No, he's been really well marshaled, especially by Prestis and by Farrell.
Sabadia sends out wide to Engalina. 1v1 with Jonathan Ricketts. Ricketts does a good job defending him and forces him over the far touchline and forces the turnover. Good job by Jonathan Ricketts.
I think Hartford might end up with one of the best left sides in the league. Samaria and Mishi and Galina have developed this rapport which is really coming off, and if one comes short, the other one goes a little bit longer, and they're good getting to the byline with the 1-2. That's certainly something that Miami have got to watch, because right now Galina against Ricketts, that's not a good matchup for Miami.
They changed the call and gave Hartford to throw in, but Miami took Hartford off the ball immediately. Bonfilio going back to try to help out. 1-0 Hartford. Sent wide, played by Gavilas. In the box, chips it in front, knocked away. Dispe was there.
Brilliant from Dispe.
Here's Momo Jang.
Hartford might have preferred the free kick there.
1
now they
for
get
3, tackle. You know, one thing that went unnoticed, Mark, with the offensive fireworks last week, Hartford had 11 blocks in that game.
The fouls given eventually, just before this, there was appeals from the Hartford bench, I think rightly so, that they could have had a free kick, but they got one in the end.
So Hartford regains possession. Miami 56% of the time with possession of the ball. Hartford with 44 is a bad pass. Okinyode's there to gather it up for Miami.
Yeah, what's happening is Blanco and Gavilanes are taking it in turns. One goes up, one stays back. That time it was Blanco who'd gone forward and then dropped back.
And Gavilanes just errantly passed it out. Westfield Bank, the regional community bank, focused on its customers and their financial security, the communities that we share and the teams we root for. Westfield Bank, what better banking's all about. Online at westfieldbank.com. Member FDIC. Johnny Ambrosio, Mark Donaldson, Sir Thomas of Stanwix, the inimitable Bobby Kaplan, and the Power Station crew. Miami chasing one here. Winless in 5 in the league. Sent in, and Siaha goes in to pick it off and rolls it up ahead. And here's Marrera. Lays it in the direction of Jang, but Okinyode was there to field it in the middle and played it to Knutson. Hartford is yet to make a substitution. And really, I mean, unless somebody cramps up or gets tired, there's no reason to yet, because they're playing like a well-oiled machine the last couple weeks.
Freshness would be the reason, wouldn't it?
Now Blanco. Ahead to Ben. He's got Gavilanes on the left, tackles it in the box on his own. And this time it's the Miami bench up in arms. Now, you are the soccer maven, so I need you to explain this to me. So in the game against Loudoun,
yes,
Hartford expected goals was 6.63.
Yes.
In a game that they scored 3 goals. Yes. Last week they scored 4, yes, and the expected goals was 2.90.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
I'm not a big fan of expected goals.
Okay,
I understand it. There's a place for it in football. Of course there is with the analytics. But, yeah, it's a boffin in an underground dungeon deciding how many chances or what the quality of chances and whether or not it should result in a goal. And look, there's methods. It's not madness. There's methods to it. It depends if you're old school or one of the more up and coming or young progressive coaches. Should you have scored?
I mean, plays it. Sorry, Mark. Farrell there to get the head around to Harrison.
Dieng missed 2 probably easier chances last week than he scored with.
Momo gives it away to Ben. In the middle, Bonfilio. Drop back to Romero. He has it taken away.
Oh, that's a good ball.
Here's on the run. And Galina meets you to the box.
Oh, it's got to be a penalty and a red card.
And let's see.
It's a red and it's a penalty.
It's a red card and a penalty shot for Hartford. Akinyode will go off, and Hartford will get a shot to make it 2-0.
So let me explain why that's a red and not a yellow, because introduced recently was the kind of triple jeopardy. That's only if the challenge is an intent to play the ball. There was no intent by the defender to play the ball there. It was a tug of the jersey. The only intent by the defender there is to stop Engelina from what he's doing. The runs from inside his own half, he's onside. Akinyori can't get back there quick enough. Mishi gets in front of him. It is clearly inside the box. There's no attempt to play the ball. That is why it's a red card and a penalty kick for Hartford Athletic. It's a ball that's... it's a good through ball. Whether or not the intent is there, you might... I think it was Jonathan Jimenez that played it through. But they've got such a high line, and Mishi's pace is such a weapon. Off goes Akinyode.
6th career red card for Bolo Akinyode.
Really good by the officials again. Thomas Snyder, he's up there, he sees it, he doesn't need any involvement from his assistants. It was Jonathan Jimenez, I thought it might be, who gets it back from Momo Dieng. No, that's just a clearance. But look at Mishi, his ability tonight to anticipate what's going to happen. That's the hare on the tortoise there. And on this occasion, there's no way the tortoise is going to get there.
So it'll be 11 v 10, but more importantly, a PK for Hartford. Price Chopper, an official partner of Hartford Athletics. Soccer fans save 15% with your Advantage Edge card off general admission tickets to all Hartford Athletic home games at Trinity Health Stadium. Visit PriceChopper.com for more details on this amazing offer.
Now, who's going to take it? Is it Momo Dieng? Probably. Because Hartford's...
Michi's a little shaken up.
Yeah, look, Momo Dieng's the penalty taker, and Hartford were good with the penalties, weren't they, at Rhode Island?
Well, the real penalty taker's on the bench. Edwards is 5 for 5 in his career.
Yeah. This is a big moment, because this would be a really big cushion against 10 men if they could go 2-0 up.
It'll be Jang from the 12-yard mark. Trying to give Hartford the lead. Hamid has stopped 1 of 4 penalty kicks against him this year. Jang awaits the whistle of referee Thomas Snyder. Looking to give Hartford the 2-goal lead. Long run up for Momo. Scores! How do you do, Mama do? 2-0 Hartford in the 73rd minute. The 7th goal of the season for Momo Jang on the penalty kick. And a big 2-0 lead for the home team.
Massive 2-0 lead for the home side. It's one thing having most of the ball in this second half. It's another converting that in from possessions to goals. And that's what they've done. It's a good attempt by Bill Hamid, but Momo Dieng just with the power. Footwork wasn't great from Bill. It was just high enough. Hartford are going to make a double change. Cariaga and Makingila. I'm predicting it'll be Hairston and Morera to come off. We'll soon see, but that's massive. Hartford with a 2-goal advantage and a 1-man advantage following the red card for Bolu Akinyode.
Hamid guessed right, but as you said, Jang just powered for it. So it'll be Makingila for Hairston and Cariaga coming in for Jimenez.
Yeah, that's fine. It was going to be Jimenez or Morera, I think, and he's chosen the one that I thought he might go for the other one. But Beverly Makingila for Hairston's an obvious one. Hairston, another good game for him. And for Jonathan Jimenez, it took a while to get into the team. He's been outstanding tonight and deservedly gets a standing ovation from this big crowd on a Wednesday night here in Hartford.
So for Momo Jang, career goal number 20 in all competitions. Here's Ben, taken off the ball by Disbay. Is it a throw or a corner? Looks like it's going to be a throw. So Jang, number 7 on the season in USL play.
Kyle Edwards is going to come on as well, which is not what Miami want with his pace running against a defense that's been run around in this second half.
Another good game for Jonathan Jimenez. And
He's been
I
excellent.
thought Hairston controlled the midfield beautifully.
He did. I've been really impressed by Hartford in the second half because they went in at the break. It was goalless, and Miami were the better side in the last 15 minutes of the first half. But whatever was said, whatever tweaks were made, or whatever was done by Brendan and his coaching staff, it has worked a treat, and Hartford has dominated this second half.
That to throw it in, equidistant with the 18. Dispay will just head it out. And that just takes time off the clock, and now the clock an ally of Hartford. And an errant pass, and it'll be a Hartford throw-in. Looks like we're going to see Edwards and Deshane Beckford.
I'll suggest that Engelina's one of them to come off, just because you want to preserve him for the weekend against Birmingham, and he was the one that was brought down for the penalty.
Play on. Miami wanted a foul. Chip towards the box. Dispay gets a head on it. Anderson can't clear. Verone sends it wide. Goal kick Hartford.
Hartford tonight, up against Bonfilio, have been exceptional. He's hardly had a sniff.
It any better.
Right? He's hardly had a sniff. They've right at the start of the game, after about maybe 5 minutes or so, we were talking about who's going to be the one to pick him up, and it depends which position he's going to play between the right centre-back and the centre-back, or the centre-back and the left centre-back. Whoever's been charged with handling him has done a really, really good job.
So Momo Jang will come out.
Okay, that's fine, yeah, because, again, you're preserving your top scorer for the weekend. That's good coaching.
And Junior Marrero will come out in favor of Deshane Beckford, who had the first goal at Pitbull Stadium last year. Pitbull in Hartford's 3-2 win. So for Momo, that's career goal number 3 against Miami.
Strange how this fixture's gone, isn't it? Because last season Hartford swept Miami, winning home and away. But prior to that, Miami had won 5 straight, with Hartford not scoring.
Also, Gerald Diaz going in for Blanco, and Tobias Zarate going in for Lucas Milano. And I think, Mark, you hit the nail right on the head for both of these teams with 2 games in 4 days. They're trying to preserve legs here.
They are, but you're not going to do that if the game's in the balance. And Brendan, as you can see, he's giving Momo a huge hug. The number of runs that you've not seen tonight that Momo has made off screen, but out your picture, but he still made them. And he had a goal, I think it was at Junior Morera, the last 10 minutes or so, because he'd made the run more central, but Junior played it down the right-hand side. He really is maturing into a very, very good striker, Momo Dieng. And he's got to realise as well, a lot of those runs, they're just unselfish runs that are not going to be rewarded, but it keeps the opposition occupied.
That slips, loses. Here's Beckford. Didn't play last week. Gives to Edwards. Taken off his boot. Played out of bounds by Miami. So Miami, I'm sorry, Mark. Miami has played its 5 subs for the night. Hartford still has 1 substitute remaining if they choose to use it. You know, one thing we haven't mentioned, Hartford has a new player on the roster since the last time we saw him. Boubacar Njai, most recently with Oakland, signed his support in the back with Jordan Scarlett injured, wearing number 5 on his green jersey.
what Hartford has as well, with a side that is winning again, is keeping a clean sheet again, you're not going to make changes to the starting 11 if you keep winning and keeping clean sheets. So it's up to the subs to come on to make an impact, to put a seed of doubt in Brendan's mind.
Here's Miami.
Oof, that sums up their night, doesn't it?
It's just off the side of the boot. Wide of the goal. Goal kick Hartford is Anthony Siaha trying to get his 6th clean sheet of the season.
Yeah, when you send a cross in like they did there, it comes off the defender and smacks you square in the face and goes behind for a goal kick. You know it's not been their night, but Hartford hasn't allowed that in the second half.
Taken away by Verone. Played well. Gavilanes. 1v1 with Anderson. Drops it back, Zarate. Played out of bounds by Macangila. It'll be the second corner of the night for Miami here in the 81st minute. Dayhill Dome, the place to play. Open to all ages and abilities. Rent their facility to run your own program or register for one of theirs. Either way, they welcome everyone to experience the best sports facility in the region. Here's a ball in front. It'll be played wide. Visit dayhilldome.com to learn more.
So Rhode Island has beaten Detroit City by 1-0. That means that Hartford, if they get the 3 points, will move above Tampa Bay, move above Miami, and move above Birmingham, and they'll move up to 9th, with Rhode Island up to 8th. It's really tight in there.
And Rhode Island comes here in a couple of weeks. There won't be much emotion that night, do you think?
Sheesh. Can't wait for that.
Here's Varane, blocked again by Macangila. And Samadia will play it long. Here's Michi into the box. Puts it on goal and a goal!
Offside, offside,
and
offside.
They say it's offside.
Now, Hartford has got a claim here. They're not going to get it for a penalty because Michi was manhandled, but he stayed on his feet. But when it's put in, it looks like it's put in by a player from an offside position. Hopefully we'll get another chance to see that. But again, the pace of Michi Engalina is causing Miami into problems.
Into the box, Bonfilio.
Good defending, Dispe again.
Volleys it off Dispe.
Right, it's a super ball by Samadia. He just stays onside. He gets away from Knutson. Could easily have had a penalty for that. Oh, that's a bad decision. That's a shocking decision. Edwards was onside by that look. The assistant on this near side put his flag up, Jacob Little, but from that angle, that looked clearly as though Kyle Edwards was onside. Remember, you need 2 players, so the goalkeeper and Knutson.
Little shoving, Farrell and Bonfilio.
Hey.
Siaha, there's Siaha getting involved.
I've got no issue with that as long as it doesn't attract the attention of the referee to produce cards.
Right, exactly. Corner kick, punched out. It'll be a goal kick for Hartford.
Right, let's rewind. Dispe, prior to that, and prior to the Hartford putting the ball in the back end at the other end, has made another magnificent block. From that, Hartford has then given it to Samaria, who's then played it forward. And as they're about to make their final change of the night with Boubacar and Jai coming on, hopefully we have a better angle of that, because it looked as though Kyle Edwards had kept himself onside. But Hartford could easily be either 3-0 up or having another penalty.
Foul in the middle of the pitch. Edwards gets up okay. So Morera in the 47th minute from Angelina. Jang on a PK in the 73rd on the red card to Akinyode. And we wait to see the debut of Boubacar Njai in green and white. A thoroughly dominant second 45 minutes by Hartford Athletic. Played up ahead. Here's Anderson. Puts it towards goal. Far post. Blocked in the middle. Sent over the goal line.
Hartford looked like they could score every time they come forward. If that had been played a little bit earlier by Anderson, I'm not sure if it was possible, but if it was, Edwards was in. Instead, there was a little bit of a delay. It's ended up with a corner, but they could easily have more goals here.
Looks like Emmanuel Samadia's night is done. Boubacar Njai, the veteran. Baboucar Njai from Gambia, 30-year-old. Samadia getting a well-deserved rest. You look at what you've gotten from Samadia this year, Mark, what you've gotten recently from Jimenez and last couple weeks from Herrera. It's just a much deeper Hartford team than it has been.
With a smaller squad than last season.
Yeah.
They've now got quality.
And that's what it's all about. It's not quantity.
Exactly.
It's quality. Our Hartford Business Journal Business Alliance partner of the match, JCJ Architects. Here's Carriaga, who has been reduced to a roll off the bench in recent weeks because of the play of Jimenez and Moreira.
Do you know who Michi and Galina reminds me of?
Tell me.
Michi and Galina.
Yeah, that's a good one. He does. He's like the player who Brendan Burke coached in Colorado and coached here last year. Is Samadia just gets back to the bench and gets high fives all around.
I don't want Hartford to lose their best players, but if I'm a team in Europe or in the MLS, I'm looking at Samadia as a player that could go to the next level. He's 24 years old, and he's certainly someone that's worth having a look at.
Pass deflected, stolen by Zarate of Miami. Miami without a shot on target here in the second half. Only 2 in the match. And that's going to be a dangerous restart after the foul by Njai just outside the box as we play in the 87th minute. We're going to look at what happens here.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, pretty easy call on Njai.
Look, we've seen games before, haven't we, you and I, where Hartford have been 3-0 up and lost 4-3. It's just little things like that. It probably won't make much of a difference, but if Miami scores here and has the momentum, you're looking at a silly challenge that's the turning point for a game you're in total control over. So you've just got to keep focused for the entirety of the match.
Yeah, you don't want a stressful stoppage time.
No.
So this will come from about 24 yards out to the left of Anthony Siaha. And that one mailed into the cantina. And it's just been that kind of night for Miami.
You know what? The safest place for Siaha in this second half's been between his posts.
Exactly.
Because there's been hardly anything on target. And what would annoy me most if I was Gaston Madoni, the coach of Miami FC, was the control that they had. It wasn't dominance by any matter of means as the first half ended. At least you want your team to come out and do something similar. But they've just not shown up in this second half because Hartford's effervescence has just overpowered them.
There will be 6 minutes of Brignall Vineyard stoppage time. Hartford on the attack, up 2-0. Played back, Macangilla gives it away, sloppy pass. Carriaga there to bail him out. Now Carriaga plays it up the far side, offside.
It's offside against Beckford, who's got to know is in an offside position, and Carriaga's got possession of the ball. If Beckford doesn't make a play on the ball, he's not offside. You can't just be offside by standing there, but by making a play on the ball, you've got to be better than that, Duchesne. Keeper's off his line. That's what that was.
Siaha watches it sail over the north byline, so it'll be a goal kick for Hartford.
Fans are now looking forward to coming to games here because they think Hartford are going to win this.
Well,
so
they're playing an exciting brand of soccer.
They're playing really good football right now, and they've got momentum, and they're this close. They're one spot away now with Rhode Island winning earlier against Detroit. But what that's also done, it's brought Detroit closer. And they will only be 2 points behind. Oh,
Edwards. And Knutson. Dalton Knutson pleading his case.
Okay, so here's what's going on down below us. Brendan Burt was straight up saying, that's a yellow card. Fourth officials come across and said, you might have a corner here. Just calm yourself down. Knutson saying, hey, what could I do? It's a foul, but he ran into me. Yes, it's a foul. It shouldn't be a card. And it's a free kick. And that's the right decision and no more.
You see Brian Canetta letting the world know there's 6 minutes of Bricknell Vineyard stoppage time.
We're trying to preserve Brendan's health.
We are, and we look out for him.
We do.
So Hartford's given up 3 stoppage time goals this year, and Galena from a tough angle sails it high. So Hartford's given up 3 stoppage time goals.
Miami,
and
how many?
Miami's given up 4.
But, okay. But the Hartford ones were when Hartford weren't really good at the start of the season because they hadn't really gelled yet.
Right.
Miami, last game. Pittsburgh, last kick of the ball, wasn't it? Last Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. Last play of the game. And neither team has scored a stoppage time goal. Foul at midfield. TJ Prestis proving to be a distraction there. Here's Gavilanes. Miami certainly not out of it at 2-0 with 7 minutes of stoppage time. Especially when you've got a guy like Bonfilio who does not have a shot on goal tonight. Play back Verone. Sends it in. Sends it out. As opposed to your get it wide, get it in. That was send it in, send it out.
Yep. It's effective, though, when it's done well. Get it wide, get it in, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see the goal that Hartford scored to take the lead. In Galena, left-hand side, get it wide. It went wide, get it in. It did. Morera, having made the wrong run, or not made the right run just before that, when he was on his heels, was on his toes, made a brilliant run ahead of Momo Dieng and the defender to fire home for the opening goal. And then Momo getting the penalty for the second goal of the night. And Michi could be in here.
Here's Michi. In the box, shoots it wide.
Kyle Edwards is furious in the middle of the park. He'd made the run. You don't want to have a go at Michi because Michi's been absolutely outstanding tonight, but his head's down all the way. He's got no idea where Kyle Edwards is there. If possible, just try and take a look up. You would have seen Kyle Edwards, and that would have been a chance for number 3. But we're nitpicking. This is the complaining you've only won 16 million on the lottery when you wish you'd won 17. Just the little things.
Gavilanes, one of the 5 subs who's come in. Plays it wide to Ben. Marked by Anderson. Now Ricketts overlapping. Anderson goes down. Ricketts taken down.
Wow, no foul.
And it'll be a goal kick.
He's gone to ground, but he's clearly not made contact. Michi. Referee's been good tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas Snyder's had a good night.
He's been very good. He was right up with play when the penalty was awarded. It was the correct decision straight away. Knew what was going on. There was no attempt to play the ball. It was a red card. It was a penalty. And they've struggled a bit. Obviously, they went to a back 3 after the red card for Akinyode, but no, it was the second half. They just didn't come out the blocks, and Hartford thoroughly deserves this and could easily have won by more.
Well, and I think that one of the things that Brendan Burke has to be happiest about is the fact that Hartford came out after, oh, here's a loose ball. Hamid comes out and plays it upfield. I'll tell you the one thing you see in this league, the goalies aren't afraid to go for a jog.
They have to. They have to. They have to play as that sweeper. I don't fancy taking a race against Kyle Edwards.
Played into the box. Miami maintains possession. Prestis knocks it out. Knocks it off the Miami players. Once again, TJ Prestis. Right place, right time, right play.
He's been excellent, but just before that, who was the one that made sure that Francisco Bonfilio couldn't get any play on the ball? Joe Farrell. If it's not been Farrell, it's been Deespay tonight. If it's not been Deespay, it's been TJ Prestis. And when you've got Jordan Scarlett, who's been the captain of the football club, but out with concussion, when he's not been available, you want someone to come in and make sure that Jordan Scarlett hasn't been missed. And this back three tonight have been outstanding.
Here comes Anderson. On the right, Carriaga. Cuts it back. Angelina in the goal line. Shoots! Save made! Cleared! Boy, Michi Angelina, a man possessed at the offensive end tonight.
This is Hartford against Bill Hamid. That's what this is. Michi now on this right-hand side, trying to catch the goalkeeper cheating.
Played in Siaha, who's basically been a man on his own back in his goal line tonight.
You watched the game against New Mexico.
I did.
Here's a statement which you may or may not agree with, but I'm intrigued to find out. Apart from that 15 minutes before the end of the first half, Hartford's performance tonight has been as good, if not better.
Yep, I would agree.
Scoring twice as many against New Mexico, because I think Miami are a better side the way that they've played for a chunk of the game tonight than New Mexico showed last week.
Here's Miami forming the attack. Shot, Siaha parries it and catches it. That time Siaha had to be ready, making his third save of the night. And that'll do it! Another impressive win on the home turf for Hartford Athletic. Another clean sheet for Anthony Siaha and company. And on goals by Junior Moreira and Mamadou Jang, Hartford keeps the hot streak going. As you look at a happy Brendan Burke.
Oh, no wonder. No wonder. He deserves a glass of his favourite red or his favourite white tonight, or a glass of whatever soft drink he wants if he decides that wine's not for him. That second half was really, really good from Hartford. Total control over a Miami side with decent players, but they need to find a way to make these decent players play better as a team.
Hartford with points in 5 of the last 6. They beat Miami in full time 2-0. Mark and I back to wrap it up next here on ESPN Plus, MyTV9, and WTNH.com.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
Fans, join us for our next home match Saturday, August 16th against FC Tulsa at 7 o'clock as we celebrate Stroke Awareness Night presented by Trinity Health of New England. Plus, Dave drops in the house with some tasty treats for everyone to enjoy. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at HartfordAthletic.com. Our match tonight brought to you in part by Central Connecticut State University. Apply today at ccsu.edu. A scoreless first half a dominant second half, and Mark, 3 points for Hartford.
Thoroughly deserved as well. They had a choice at halftime, find a way back into this one or continue to allow Miami possession of the ball where they had possession of the ball before the end of the first half. Right from the start, they pushed Junior Morera forward. The delivery in from the left-hand side, at first the ball was cleared, but then when it came back in, Morera was in a better position to get the opening goal. And from then, Hartford just did not look back. That was at the start of the second half. It was 2, it could have been more. And this is a side now with 3 wins in the last 4 at home and clean sheets in 3 of the last 4 as well.
Let's take a look at some final stats for tonight. Hartford the advantage in shots. 3 saves for Anthony Siaha for his 6th clean sheet of the year. And really just another strong performance by the boys in green, as for the 2nd year in a row, they try to make a postseason run.
Yeah, and do you know what? I don't want to come here if I'm an away team right now. I don't care who you are, whether you're Louisville or Charleston at the top of the Eastern Conference, or Tulsa, who are flying right now and are the next opponents here. This is a place that's now a fortress, and it's about time.
Hartford moves up into a tie for 9th with Birmingham and Miami, and they'll be in Birmingham at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Miami back at Pitbull Stadium on Saturday night for their next home match. Morera and Jang, the goals, a solid 90-plus minute effort for the home team. And for Hartford Athletic, win number 5 on the season. Miami now winless in 6th in a row in USL Championship. For our producer, Sir Thomas and Stanwyck, our director, Bobby Kaplan, and the rest of our crew, and my broadcast partner, Mark Donaldson, I'm Jody Ambrosio. Final score in full time tonight, Hartford Athletic 2, Miami FC 0. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.